this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here for another one of our Tidy Fridays, and if you joined me last week, I was so excited because I finally cleared, yay, the space under my desk. So I'm so thrilled. Honestly, I haven't been able to tuck my chair in for like years. So this is amazing. I can finally have my feet on the floor, you know, if I want to. And I just wanted to show you how I finished it off, because I don't think I'd put a couple of these bits here as of last week. So I've just got this file here, which actually has kind of special papers from when I was scrapbooking, really. Things like glittered papers and things like that. To be fair, I still need to go through that. This here is a container containing all the lovely stamped images that Laura sent me. So I've kept that there nice and handy. And I've also got my envelope stamp, you know, punch board. That's there. Then this is that coin envelope, not coin envelope, coin, you know, collectible holder thing that I use to store ephemera. That's there. I've got a couple of larger vintage books there. And then these are more of those magazine files from IKEA. So as you can see, I've put some of my food coloured and coffee dyed paper in one, and the other one is empty at the moment. This was really the one that I wanted to show you though, because this is that, I can't remember what they call this type of thing, but it's like an in-tray thing. So what I have decided to do with this is keep this under my desk here. Hopefully, you know, this is all going to stay clear now, this whole area. And then when I'm working on things and they become an unfinished project, which, you know, as we know, that is a problem, then I can just put them into here in its entirety. So all the bits to do with a particular project, and then just slide it away for another day. So I'm hoping that's going to pan out well. Obviously it's early days, so, you know, I've yet to kind of find out. These are just some bits of ephemera from my Glue Book Favourites 4 that I just need to kind of put into a container on their own. And these storage boxes here, again, I haven't gone through these yet. They contain things like, I think one of them contains ink pads and things. You know, cheapy ink pads that I've had for years. Probably a lot of them are even dried out now and things. So I could do with emptying that. And then the other one contains all those letter stickers from my scrapbooking days. So again, I could do with going through that. And that's just my carrier bag that I use for rubbish. This is my little bag that I use for all my trims and things that are just sat there right beside my desk. Now, I still have, yay, my little corner here that I haven't tackled yet. So that's what I'm going to tackle today, because of course that's obviously, you know, preventing me really being able to get to my cupboard properly. And I have more tidying to do with, you know, within the cupboard. But I also have, you know, areas in the cupboard that could be quite useful to be using, could I get to it properly. So I'm going to pull these things in, you know, a bunch at a time, and we'll go through and just try and clear this, because I would love it if it was, you know, spick and span like the rest of the floor. So I shall just put my camera up and pull in a whole bunch kind of at a time. Okay, so here's just a little bit of it. Obviously there's still lots and lots of things down there, but we can just get started. So, I mean, this is a combination of things that have obviously been dropped, you know, off of my desk over the time. I've got a cake stand at the end of my desk, which has all sorts of things. So all these little gems and things, I'm just going to kind of put them in a mixed jar there. I've got some eyelash trim that I can then clip up with the rest of my eyelash trim from Laura. So I'll just hook that on straight away. This was some, I think, separate to the trims that Laura had sent me, but I can just pop it on there. I shouldn't be sloppy. I must just punch a hole in this rather than try and, you know, tear it onto the hook, because that's of course how all these things turn out very messy, because I can't really be bothered to do them properly ever. Right, there we go. I'm going to hang that up above my desk. This is an old shirt of my son when he was kind of like a, I don't know, 2-year-old or something. So again, I'd kept that there ready to cut off some of the buttons, and, you know, I was potentially going to make ruffles and things like that from it. To be honest, it's been sat down there. I mean, my son's now 14, so, you know, clearly I'm just not going to be doing that, am I? So I'm just going to cut the buttons off, and then I'm going to be really, really strong, and I'm just going to bin the shirt. But at least I've salvaged the buttons from it, if nothing else. Yeah, and the reason it got so messy is because obviously, you know, sometimes I would obviously put things down there out the way. But also, I think I mentioned a little while ago, I also had an accident where my whole cake stand toppled off the desk. And the cake stand has got obviously all sorts of very little bits, like the gems and things like that. So, of course, they're now all over the floor. And because it was so messy, you know, with things like this shirt and things, of course, I couldn't then get to anything to actually just put it all back in the stand. So hence it's all, you know, pretty messy on the floor. And yeah, should really just be embarrassed to have even shown it on video. But, you know, hey, we're here doing this, and hopefully it's not going to look like it at the end of the video. So that's, you know, all a plus, isn't it? So that's all of the buttons gone from that shirt now. I've just got this little tiny piece of fabric. Again, why have I hung on to that? I'm going to be strong and bin the whole thing. Right, that's one. Oh, I've got my glue stick there, my Yoo-Hoo glue. I'm going to just put that on the shelf on the top of my desk. I've got a couple of flowers. These are just flowers which I've cut off things of my daughter's, you know, clothes of hers and things like that. Again, this was a little cap of my son's from when he was, oh gosh, like really young. In fact, this was my eldest son's, and he's now 18 on New Year's Eve. So he's, yeah, not worn this for like 16 years. But what a cute hat. And I'd obviously kept it thinking I was going to make something in my scrapbooking days. I haven't. I'm going to bin it. Need to be disciplined. Right. I've got some lace here, again on one of my little spool things that I've made. So I can just roll that and put that straight into my lace drawer that's behind my desk. So, I mean, to be fair, this is becoming easier because some of my other bits are actually, you know, getting organised now. It's becoming straight away easier because I've got places to put a lot of these things. Here's just a canvas bag. Obviously that should go down probably in the kitchen and things for, you know, if ever we need to grab a bag to go out. So just going to put that to the side, ready to go downstairs. Again, I've kept this. I can't really picture me using that. I'm going to bin it. I've got just a teeny scrap of napkin, which again, I've hung on to that. I'm going to be rigid and bin it. Got a dried wipe, obviously with loads of ink all on it. Going to bin that. Another bit of napkin. Oh, a blank tag, so that can go in my unfinished projects. Okay, I've got some of my inked inchies that are on that very expensive Avery label paper, so I don't want to bin that because that paper is quite costly. So I'm just going to put that to the side, and I will hopefully use that eventually. I've got some more of those little samples from IKEA. So, well, actually, I'm just going to hang that on that little hook above my desk. I've got one of those Tim Holtz rosettes, which I've got in a jar behind my desk. So I'm going to put some of these things in a pile behind me when they need to kind of go to other places. That's just a tiny scrap of paper. Again, that must start being a bit more rigid and bin in some of these things. Little piece of chipboard. Again, I have tons of chipboard. I mustn't hang on to it. Some velvet. That's always really great for making things, so I will keep that. I'm just going to put it in my little bag for the time being. I've got a belt here, which again, I kept it thinking I might use it for closures and things. I've obviously used part of it because it no longer has like the buckle, so I'm going to just bin that because again, I was obviously just hanging on to it for no reason. I've got some more fabric here, which again, I mean, I've got fabric in that cupboard behind this pile on the floor. So this could ideally go in there, but obviously at the moment it's a struggle to actually get in and out of there. So I'm going to make a little pile of fabric behind me. So here's some more fabric in just ivory. That can go there. I've got one of those little flowers that we made, and again I've got some of those in that cupboard that I'm struggling to get to. I'm putting those buttons in that little container now on the side of my desk. I've got this little piece from a sort of scrapbook album, so I might just put that into my ephemera box. Oh, so I've got some scrapbook paper. I mean, again, I know this is really, really wasteful, but to be honest, I'm not going to manage to make much of a bag from that stuff on the floor to give to the school, so I'm going to just actually bin this because I need to be a bit more disciplined. I've got a little chest of drawers there that I've glued onto something. I've got some greaseproof paper. I'll keep that for sort of clusters and things. So all of these little petals that are just floating, I've got sort of a big box of petals that I keep sort of separately. I've got a picture of my sons from a couple of years ago when they went go-karting. Alright, what's all this stuff? Got some punched flowers. Got another button. Oops. Another one of those little mulberry flowers that can go in my tray there. Oops, just a book here of, oh, this is, I can't actually read it. Business Maxims, I think it says. So I'm going to put this in with my book pages kind of beside my desk. So I can then just use that sort of over the next couple of weeks. Oops, I've got just some sort of cover there. I have got, I think it was a record cover actually, that I was going to do something with a long time ago. Haven't got round to that. Right. I have some of those letters, which obviously I've now put in my little box. I've got lots of stamped letters here. Again, let's just get rid of those. Got some paper bags. So again, I've got paper bags in one of my other drawers. I've got a little scrap from that paper, which again, I mean, I was keeping this because I thought, oh, you know, I may want to use some of these words. But to be honest, I mean, still now I'm trying to hoard it because there's some pretty little things, you know. Play a while, you pretty things, or with sunshine on your wings. I mean, they're really pretty sayings, aren't they? Oh, I might have to make up a box of little sayings. I've got a little dress there that I obviously made, you know, during my card making days. I won't really use that now. So all these little gems, I'm just putting straight into this jar. Oops, a sticker. Okay, right, this was one of those books that I was going to do another a scrapbook masterboard book. So again, I don't want to bin this because I will do that when I get round to it. So I'm going to put that on the floor ready to put over on my kind of bookshelf. Okay, another button, some more napkin, bigger piece this time, so I'll, you know, continue to hoard that, but I'll put that in my drawers with my napkins. Same with that one. I've got some, oh, let's do this methodically. Oh, look, another pair of scissors, which, oh no, those were the scissors I just used for the buttons. I thought, oh, I've accumulated a pair of scissors. Another doily there. So again, I can just put that in with my kind of laces and doilies and things. So I'll do that now, actually. Okay. Right, and then I obviously have quite a lot of other little bits and bobs. So I've got, I mean, you know, that's gorgeous, isn't it? But I must be strong, must get rid of some things. Just some background, you know, back paper from napkin. So again, you know, I must stop hanging on to things and just get rid of it. Just a little letter there, get rid of that. Some more of those letter stamps, some more stamped letters. A little cupcake bottom, again, obviously that's from my card making kind of days. Let's just, you know, get rid of that. Oh, so I've got one of these gorgeous flowers. These were from some flowers that I bought from a cheap shop that we have over here called Primark, and I bought them years ago, and I bought quite a few of them, and I'm sort of hoarding the last few that I have left. So who knows, I might eventually get around to using it. So here's some lovely scrapbook paper. I'm just going to put that in my scraps bin. Happy birthday. Right, let's get rid of these. I don't need to keep these things. Little bird. I mean, he's quite nice, but I mean, he's got even no legs. So let's be strong. Let's get rid of this stuff. Another dress. What's this? Indescribable. Oh, another cupcake. My daughter would like that. So I'm just going to put that to the side because then, and that one she'd like. Because, you know, when she's up here crafting, then it's always good to have some fresh things to be able to just pass her way, really. Okay, this is gorgeous paper, isn't it? So yeah, definitely don't want to get rid of this. I'm going to put it in my scraps bin for the moment, but it may get moved. This again is from my card making for boys cards, because obviously I had, you know, 2 boys. Not so much now, but when they were a bit younger, they used to go to lots of boys parties. So I, you know, kind of tentatively have prepared all these stars backed onto here, because they made really great elements for cards. So I'm going to put that into my card making box. Well, I say box. Obviously at the moment, there's tons of stuff. It's a card making shelf, really. Who knows, maybe one day it will become a box, but probably not for a while. I've got some more fabric here, which I've even stamped on here ready to use for something. So I'm just going to put that with the fabric. Got some sheet music. I'll just put that in with my scraps. I've got another petal and a flower there, and a moth strip butterfly. Again, quite nice paper, but I won't probably use that. Some more acetate, which is always brilliant for either stamping on or using for decoupage. I've got some more flowers. They can go in my little organizer. Butterfly, which looked like he had had his bottom cut off, but actually I think he is actually intact. So I'll put that in my butterfly box. Right. Okay. Lots of ribbons here. So I'm going to put these onto the ribbon spools in a second. This can go. This can go. Gems, gems, gems. Keep these. Give them to my daughter if nothing else. Oops. Pop those in there. Another flower to be fussy cut. Honestly, I just have accumulated so much stuff that needs fussy cutting, really. Little bow that I think that came off a little hair clip that I'd made for my daughter. So I'm just going to put that to the side. I can just re-stick it onto a hair clip, to be honest. I mean, again, why am I wanting to hang on to this? It's teeny. Right, let's be strong. Let's be strong and get rid of that. Okay, and the mulberry paper I'll put in with my sort of paper scraps. So not the small box of scraps, but some bigger ones. And then again, just a couple of kind of scraps, but they're small. I'm going to just bin them because I must start, you know, binning something. Otherwise I just will never get through this. Right, so midway through, I'm just going to put all these bits into where they need to go. So behind me, I've got my napkin drawer. I've got my fabric cupboard, which I still can't get to, but I've got like my Tim Holtz rosettes. I'm going to put those into the jar where I have those. Oops. So just, it's just behind my desk, struggling to get the lid off. Okay, so that's gone in there. And then I'll take these across in a moment to where I've got my flower petals. And these, I'll just go and put them in with the letter stamps. Okay, literally in the kind of 5 minutes it took me to do those couple of things, it's just literally gone completely black. So I've turned the light on, obviously. This again, I think this might have been from a handbag. I'm just going to bin it. It's just been down there for so long. Why am I hanging on to it? Little tiny scrap of lace there. I will keep that because although it's tiny, that would be great for a tag. So I'm just going to pop that into that little bag beside my desk. I've got another one of these. So put that to the side and another one. Oh, this little doobrey, which I've started keeping some of these kind of what do you call these, like the wooden things that need, you know, wooden and chipboard things that need kind of finishing off. I'm keeping behind my desk and I will do some videos doing those. So anything like that, I'm just going to kind of keep in that area behind my desk. So I'll just pop those out the way. Okay, right. Feather, don't want that. I've got a little bow, just put that into my organiser. Again, just scraps of paper and rubbish. I mean, this, what purpose does this have? But because I like it, I can't bring myself to get rid of it. I'm going to put it in my scraps box, yep. Another flower, so that can go in my flower trims. Okay, what else have I got? So I've got a butterfly. I've got some more of those little happy birthday tags. They can just go straight into my birthday making stuff. I've got that can go into my scraps. That can go into my ephemera stuff. Right, this is another chipboardy thing that needs finishing. Oh, I've got a tag here that needs again finishing off. So that can go in my finishing projects, you know, unfinished projects bin. Got some more flowers, they can go beside me. Honestly, I just had cleared up my flowers the other day, but I'm not sure that video will have gone up yet. But I can't believe it because now I'm going to be overflowing in my flowers bin again. These are those little puffed cushions, which again, I did a tutorial on these using some fabric, you know, home printed fabric, which I do have some of these kind of stored in a little box. So I'll put this in that box after the video, or, you know, once I'm clear. Titchy bit of lace here, hardly worth keeping, but I will keep it because I can obviously do something on a tag with that. Right, let's have a look. I've got more pictures of my sons when they were young. I mean, these are, you know, a lot of these bits are from sort of my scrapbooking days, and obviously I'll keep this for my daughter. And a lot of these bits, obviously, then I kind of have finished the scrapbooking page, but these are the photos I didn't manage to squash into the layout. So I've got sort of a tray of metal embellishment things. I would just put that in there. So they're like behind my desk, ready to use. Okay. I'm kind of thinking really what I should do is just, you know, shut my eyes and literally just bin all this stuff. Because to be honest, if I haven't seen this, you know, all for such a long time, how can I possibly think that I need it? This was a tag from a shop, I think. It came on something I bought from a shop. Again, I kept it because I thought, oh, that's really inspirational. I haven't done anything with it. Well, I'll put it to one side and perhaps I'll come back and do something with it soon. Right, another one of those petals, another flower. A ginormous key, sort of a die cut piece. I'll put that in with my ephemera type pieces. Right, I really need to now be ruthless. So I'm just going to put this flower in here. I've got some pearly trim, whoops, which I will keep. I'll put that in with those trims for a minute. I mean, that little tiny bit of lace, I really don't need to keep that. I've got a little bag from some vintage embroidery there that I'd made and obviously never finished that off. So, right, a couple more gems, a little bit of chipboard there, which I've covered with this lovely paper. So, I mean, again, I could... Oh, I'm not going to use that, to be honest. Right, I need to be strong. I've got all these lovely butterfly stickers, which, again, I've had for years and years and years. So I should really just get using these, to be honest. So I'm going to actually just hang these on the hook above my desk. And then I'm going to try and make myself use those over the next couple of weeks. Right. Okay. Let me have one last glimpse through this stuff. Pull out anything salvageable. And then I'm just going to gather this pile up and just bin it, I think, because I need to, you know, I need to whittle down my stuff really. And if I don't start kind of being a bit more ruthless, I'm never going to get through this, to be honest. So yeah, I need to toughen up here. So that's really nice. So we'll keep that. Again, probably an unfinished project really. Right, I've got a belt here, which again, obviously like the other belt, I'd pulled this in to possibly use as some sort of closure. This one's still together, although it is coming apart here, but I could maybe still use that. So I'm going to keep that in my little bag. I mean, my bag's literally overflowing and splitting as well, so I can't really get a lot more in it. I've got this fabric, which again, I use this for making the flowers, so I'll keep this with my fabric. Right, am I ready to just bin all of this stuff? Let me just check. Oh, I just want to pull out anything that is vaguely kind of going to be useful. So I've got a flower, I've got some more fabric, keep that. Another petal. Right. Are we ready to bin all of this? Oh, there. Some old earrings that had kind of fallen apart. Big gem. Oh, I must be strong. I must be strong and just do this. It's so hard, honestly. I'm such a hoarder. And weirdly enough, I'd gone to my mum and dad's house this week, and they had some, like, you know, last things of my nans who, you know, passed just after Christmas. And if you didn't watch my videos previously when I mentioned that, please, you know, don't feel that you need to kind of comment on that, because she was 105. And so, honestly, you know, she'd had a good life and things. There's, you know, it's nothing sad. It's the order of things. You know, it was kind of expected, and yeah, it was all fine. But yeah, so they had obviously a few of her things still left even after all this time. And they were kind of going through this box of stuff. And of course, you know, it's, you know, really sad because, of course, you know, some of that stuff, you know, she'd kind of collected for years. Well, not really collected. She didn't really have collections. But, you know, I don't know, just like her, I don't know, random things, you know. And, of course, my dad, you know, and I thought, well, this is where I get it from, because he couldn't bring himself to actually bin any of it. And my mum was kind of saying, well, that's why we're, you know, covered with all this stuff, because, of course, you know, you're just hanging on to things. And I thought, oh, that's obviously where I get this from, because I can't part with anything either. Oh, I think it's either in you or it's not to be a hoarder. You know, it's something we either are or we're not, but it's very hard if you are one, you know, to try and make yourself get rid of things, isn't it? So yeah, it is very hard. That's my son and me from years ago in a restaurant. Right, again, I mean, those are just, you know, printouts of photos, so I'm not going to worry too much. I'm going to just get rid of all of this stuff. So just take that whole sheet and I'm just going to slide this into my carrier bag of rubbish. Oh, let's hope I don't spot things while it's sliding off into the bag. Oh, right, okay. Okay, right. Well, that felt hard to do, but it felt good, actually, to slide that off into the bin. Oh, so I'm just checking that there weren't things that I wanted. Oh, well, there were these stars, so I'm going to put those with my card making things again. And this little flower from a hair clip again, so I'm going to put that back on my hair clip. Right, what's this? Oh, goodness knows what this is. Oh, this is like a photo thing, so I can bin that. Right, okay. Okay, right, some scrapbook paper. I'm going to be really disciplined. I'm just going to bin this. I mean, I would keep this for the school, but to be honest, because I'm not actually making up enough of a box, you know, or a bag, it just seems a bit pointless taking it round to the school because, you know, I'm sure they don't need kind of more things really, kind of in those dribs and drabs. This was in there as well. This was just a little pavlova nest thing that we'd made one Easter. And don't ask me why, but now I'm compelled to keep this photo, so I'm just putting it in my drawer. I don't know why. Yeah, why is that? I have no idea. Right, okay, let's get rid of all of that. Now I've got some stamps here, letter stamps. To be honest, I really, you know, do not use these. Do I need to keep these? I'm going to put them on my shelf over where my books are, so it's not on the floor beside my desk, you know, and then I'll review it at a later date. Okay, right, get rid of this. Again, this paper here, I had kept this really for card making for boys' cards, so I might just put this with my card making supplies, so I'll put that there. Right, I should bring in the next lot of stuff off the floor. Right, this is the next lot off the floor. Yep, I do feel quite embarrassed now. So I'm going to get rid of quite a lot of this stuff and, yep, try my best to actually be disciplined, bin a lot of it. Because, my gosh, it's just appalling, isn't it? Absolutely appalling. Right, and after all that, I decided I would start making a box up for the school because, you know, they can probably use some of these little bits and pieces. Whoops. And then I think it's going to be a massive hoovering job on the floor to just get rid of a load of things on there because, yeah, some things are just going to be too small to actually get to. So these are kind of card making-y type bits again. Card making, that's quite nice for our journals. Put those with the card making stuff. Again, I mean, these are so cute and my daughter would love these. So I keep those to the side to give to my daughter. This was my son's birthday years ago. Okay, actually it might not have been that long ago, to be fair. Right, getting rid of all of these little tiny bits and pieces. I mean, you know, how some of this stuff ends up being kept in the first place is quite beyond me. But I mean, some of it is obviously because it just slides off the desk. So it's not kind of been intentionally kept down there, but it's just kind of been knocked off the desk. And then, you know, you don't even know it's there, do you? Okay, right. So all the kind of flower type things I'm just putting there. Okay. Again, just pulling out anything that I think they might quite like at the school. So doing that. I mean, honestly, even the school are probably getting fed up with us. No, I think they're liking having it all. Okay, right. Going to put those in for the school. Just put that in there. Okay, a couple more of my little flower petals. Okay, right. Let's have a look. Okay, again, Oops, these are just more photos that I've obviously done and, you know, not got around to scrapbooking. So I'm just going to keep those to one side so that when I do eventually have time, I will get back to that. I mean, again, I've got kind of flowers that I've not finished off. You know, again, I mean, most of this stuff, I just think it's slipped onto the floor. And then, of course, you know, becomes completely buried by the amount of stuff that's then slipped onto the floor on top of it, that it just then never gets seen again. So, you know, that's kind of how it's ended up this way, really. So, again, just take some of those little photos of me and the children. Right, some little scraps of fabric. I know they're tiny, but they're really nice. So, again, I might want to use those in something. Right, okay, let's now get this and just bin this pile. So as I slide it into the bin, I will obviously salvage anything that's salvageable. I mean, I can see already straight away a couple of photos of me and the kids to do some scrapbooking with, so you know, I won't bin those obviously. Okay, I'm just pulling out any pictures from, you know, me and the children, and then I will obviously hang on to those to do some scrapbooking with. Okay, yep, just pulled in a few more. And actually there was these couple of chipboard pieces, which I'm sure obviously the school would find those fun, so I've just salvaged those, put them in with the school stuff. Okie dokie. Right, that's that whole pile in, whoops, in the bin. Hang on, I've just found another couple of little photos, so they're just going in there. Right, okay, right, another photo. So I mean, all these photos, they're not even printed on nice paper. I don't know really why I'm keeping them, but you know. So little flower there. Okay, another little picture. Okay, little bird, he'd be good for a tag or something. Another petal there. Oops, another petal. I'm thinking we are going to have to do some more flower making soon, because there's obviously, this looks like it's like, I don't know, a cuff or something from a blouse or something. Oh, these, my daughter would love these. Mustn't give those away. Okay. Excuse me. Right. Let's just pop all of this into the bin. So okay, just sort of going carefully in case there's things tucked in here that I hadn't noticed. Well, these I'd obviously, you know, got from a charity shop, thinking I would use these in some journals, but I haven't used them. I'm going to put those to the school as well. Right, another little yo-yo flower there that we can obviously finish up. Picture of my daughter. What else have we got? Little gem that can go to the school. Some more numbers here, which, you know, I love doing things like this on birthday cards. So, I mean, obviously, you know, because a lot of cards that I need are kind of obviously for kids' parties and things. I mean, obviously not the boys really now, they're obviously older. But my daughter, she kind of still goes to parties and things. So, oops. You know, you do need quite a few children's cards. Okie dokie. Right, getting through this now. What's in this envelope? Okay, so I'll just put the envelope down in my envelope little tray or box. Right, I'm going to just grab a whole bunch of this and just spin it now, because I need to just be strong. So, right, I'm going to again just slide this into the bin, or, you know, into my bag, what I call the bin. Just watching as things slide in, just in case there's anything that I desperately want to salvage. Just check in as it slides in. No, it's pretty good. The only thing that I did salvage was this flower, which again needs just finishing, and this, which again the school might quite like that. So, right, let's do the next pile. So again, just anything I can instantly see. I mean, that's quite nice for a journal actually, isn't it? I put that with the fabric. Okay, another flower there. Right, am I ready? Am I ready to do another one? Another kind of slow slow spill into the bin. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Honestly, it just gets to the point where you just, you know, I mean, I know I've said this before, and, you know, I hate just throwing things away, but, I mean, to be perfectly honest, this stuff there I hadn't seen for so long that, honestly, if somebody actually came into my room and cleared that pile of stuff without me being there, witnessing what they were touching and seeing, and, you know, me remembering, oh, I've forgotten about that, and I've forgotten about that, I wouldn't have even known what was here. You know, I certainly wouldn't have been missing anything. So I have to kind of try and, you know, be strong like that and think, well, I obviously hadn't needed any of this stuff for years because it had, you know, been buried and I didn't even know it was there. Okay, I'll give that to the school. Oops, letter F there. I might like that at the school. I've got one of those scrapey things. So I'll put that in my drawer. Oh, little boot there. The school might like that, I suppose. Oh, some glitter. That's obviously fallen off my shelf, so I'll keep that. Right, okay, am I ready to do another slide into the bin? I've got a couple of violets here, so I'm just going to salvage those. Oh, and a cute little cupcake. Well, to be honest, I won't use that. I'm going to take that to the school. Right, am I ready? Again, I'm just going to kind of slowly, oh, look, that's all ready to go in a journal. Just going to do that slow, you know, dipping it into the bin, watching as it goes. Salvaging anything that, you know, is going to be useful or that I, you know, would regret binning. Regret, now I've seen it, obviously not regretting previously because I didn't even know it was there. Didn't even remember having it. Oh, yeah, okay, I've salvaged one or two things. So there was a picture of me and my daughter, put that there. Another one of those stamps. And some more bits here. Okay, right, I have a big and. Oh, look, I had done something with that, so give that to the school. Right, okay, another piece. I'm just going to put that to the school. Right, okay. Oops, I was obviously going to make a little denim, you know, pocket book. I have done those in the past, but I probably won't really do one now, so get rid of that. Okay, I can cut this out and obviously use that in journals. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, I could probably use that. Right, okay, let's be strong. Let's be strong. Go for this. That's quite short, to be honest, to be able to actually tie that into anything. Oh, and I mean, look at these. Aren't they cute? And again, I'm probably now not going to use these. Get into the school. Right, okay. I mean, you know, literally some of this is just like because, you know that you've bought this stuff and then you don't want to kind of waste your money by throwing it away. And, you know, that, again, it becomes kind of a joke because it actually then spoils your crafting enjoyment of the current things that you have and the things that you would then enjoy using, you know, because you're so inundated with all this rubbish that you can't now sort of function properly because you've just got so much rubbish behind you or, you know, beside you or on top of your desk or whatever. So, you know, it does come to the point where it's kind of like, well, actually that's false economy because technically it's kind of spoiling any fun that I could now be having. You know, because the stuff's like kind of so swamping me. So, yeah. Oh, look, I had some bling there. That could have come in handy had I run out during the lockdown. Luckily, the lovely Laura, she ordered me a whole bunch. So I'm good to go for a long, long time now. Right, okay, let's just, again, gather this and just bin that whole bunch. Just put that in with the school stuff. Okay, again, put that in. Oops. Okay. Oh, they might like that, I suppose. Whoops. I mean, you never can tell what, you know, kids would like. I mean, obviously, this stuff all just goes into their, you know, reception year school things. So, I mean, those children are very, very young. So, you know, they kind of are pleased to play with anything, aren't they? And can make anything from anything. So, yeah, you never know what they might find, you know, handy and nice to have. So, although it looks like a weird selection of stuff, some of this, I just think actually probably 5 and 6 year olds, or 4 and 5 year olds even in reception, you know, they would probably really like some of these little bits and pieces, and just, you know, they just like gluing and sticking anything down, don't they? So, okay. You know, so long as it's colourful, they will like it, to be honest. Right, there we go. Okay, am I ready now? Am I going to just slide this whole lot into the bin? Yeah, that's an M. Okay, right, let's get rid of that all into the bin. Again, just slowly sliding it in case there's anything that I desperately would like as it goes in there. Because, you know, the last thing you want is to actually get rid of things that you would like to use. What's that? Okay, I've got a just stamped image there. This, which again, I probably won't use that, to be honest. There's a tendency to want to hang on to it, but I'm not likely to use it. So, okay, just get these gems, put those in the bag for the school. Honestly, I mean, I dread to think what the school must think, because we've given them, obviously, a lot of bags recently. They must just kind of think, oh my gosh, what does your house look like? You know, if you're still giving us all these things, what does your house look like? I mean, they're not far wrong, obviously. I mean, it's not our whole house, obviously, it's just my craft area, but yeah, they must be thinking we've got like the messiest house on the planet, to be honest. And I mean, of course, my craft area is pretty diabolical, but it's improving all the time. Okay, right. Now, I think what I'm going to have to do is actually go onto the floor for the next lot, although I have got this one bag, which, let's sort this out. So I've got a bag here, which again, I've kept thinking it would be great for, you know, storing things, but actually it comes to the point where it's actually messing up the storage. I've got more lace here, so I could put that around another spool. Got ribbon. Let's just get rid of all of this stuff out of the bag and get rid of the bag. So, okay, some book pages in there. I think, oh my gosh, no. I thought I was done, but look, in the bottom of that bag, there's a whole nother bunch of stuff. So I've got this lovely image here of this lady and this little girl. That would make a cute tag. Right. Let's just tip all of this stuff here. So I've got a flower, I've got some trim. Oops. So the flower and the trim I will straight away put in my little container. So flower, trim. What is all this stuff? Got a little bird. Put him to one side. Oops, this was like a bracelet of mine. So I'm going to take off any of the bits that might be nice for journals. So that was obviously my intention in the first place, and then for some reason it just got then, you know, lumped into rubbish and kind of went in this bag. So put that there, and then just the charm there, and I think the rest really. Right, again, be strong, don't look in that bag too much. So these little metal bits I'm going to put behind me in my little drawers. Get rid of this bag into my rubbish bin. Right, okay, I feel like we're making some progress. This would be good for just backing a tag. This one, again, that could probably go in unfinished projects because I've kind of started it. Oh, I've got one of those stick pins there, great for unclogging my glue. I was obviously making some tiny tags and, well, really tiny things here. These must have been on a tiny day that I was having, because I don't very often do tiny like this. It's a struggle for me, to be honest. So, right, let's get rid of these. Okay, right, book pages. Oh, some decoupage napkin. Sort of scraps there. Oh, I'm just going to get rid of this because it's going to get out of hand if I just keep on, you know, keeping everything that I come across thinking, oh, shall I keep that? You know, it comes to the point where you just have to say no. No, I'm not going to need that. Right, I've got some more napkin here, so I'll put this again in my napkin drawer. So straight in my drawers behind my desk. Okay. Then I've got some playing cards here. These had some lovely images of Cornwall, and I thought that they would be nice in journals and things. I don't think I've really used them, to be honest. I'll just put those in with my kind of vintagey stuff. I mean, they're not probably hugely vintage, but just put them with my stuff there. This, oops, I won't keep the cellophane type bit, but I might keep this box because this might be a good size box to put in my drawers behind me. I like to have things in the little, you know, boxes within the drawers. So I'll keep this behind me ready to put in those drawers. Okay, I have a whole spool of ribbon now. So just tidy this up, and then I'm going to put this in, you know, my craft bag organizer thing that I made from my Roman blinds, or Roman blind. I'm going to put it in one of those big pockets in there. Oh, that's so cute. And obviously that's from a book which I'd kept ready to put that on a tag or something, never got around to it. So I've got this again. I mean, I obviously have kept this to use as a closure. So I'm going to put this in with my lace. I've got this. So again, just put this with my fabric. Right, so I need to obviously just put these on a couple of lace spools. So I will try and do that a bit later. But yeah, I think kind of pretty much everything else from that bag can pretty much go. What's this? Okay, right. Oops, no, just salvage this little metal corner. Put that there. Got another little fabric piece. Just put that to one side. This bit of ribbon, I know this is tiny, but I will still hang on to it. Of course, I'll still hang on to it. Okay, right, let's get rid of these things here. Right, so what I'm going to do is clear the floor because I'll just quickly show you what I've been left with. Okay, so this is what I have now been left with. So obviously I'm going to just go through that stuff and then hoover it all up and hopefully make it look a bit more like this. Okay, so I'm back. I have spent a long time on the floor getting rid of all those little bits and bobs. Hoovered up, and wow, that's a sight I haven't seen for a long time. So I've moved my little envelope box from IKEA that was sat, you know, down here between the two cupboards, which was then, you know, just in the way when I was trying to open the cupboards. I've moved that back here. I'm going to see how I get on because, of course, the plug for my hot glue gun and my lamp are actually behind there. So, I mean, it's not really a big deal, but, you know, if that proves to be a bit of a, you know, annoyance, then obviously I will shift things around. But wow, look, I can't believe the difference. I can not only tuck my chair in and get my legs under the desk, I've even got space beside me. So, yep, I'm super excited. Obviously, I've had to change my carrier bag now because, of course, I filled one up completely with all of my mess from the floor. But yeah, definitely progress is now being made. I've got my shelf there. I've got my tidy under the desk. I still have my huge pile on my desk, but to be honest, you know, I don't want to kind of get rid of that too much because, of course, that is, you know, sometimes we pull our inspiration from just pulling odd random things. So anyway, super excited for the progress that we're making. And yeah, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who's been so incredibly encouraging and supporting. And I'm so excited for you guys who are actually tidying your craft areas along with me. So let me know below, what's the progress that you're making? Are you feeling super excited too? I mean, literally, I'm going to be up and down here like a yo-yo this evening, kind of keep looking at the progress that I've made. So yeah, thank you so much everyone for all your encouragement and your support. I would definitely be struggling to do this if it were just me on my own, and would be, yeah, giving up through just boredom. So thank you so much, and hopefully see you again next Friday for another Tidy Friday. And obviously on the other days I will have all my usual craft videos. So thank you so much then. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.